Razor. You can always just blink away from the static link, making sure that that particular ability is not going to help win him the lane as much as it normally would.
Seconds remaining.
At the same time, yeah, it is susceptible to the Night Stalker. If not the Clockwork, I do believe you can blink out even if your battery salted. Cast time is slow or is quick enough. You should not have too many issues with that, but if you're silenced at nighttime for like 5 seconds or even more, then you're gonna need some sort of defensive item. Like Queen of Pain will need a Yield Scepter or BKB in this game for sure. Alright. What do they still need? Like you would think that Sanking would be the offlaner here, but might actually not be. I mean, for all we know, this could be a Calder Shrek too. So there's a certain amount of flexibility on the side of Team EVOS, but they have to decide now where they want to run their lanes and how comfortable they are actually running a Calder Shrek up against what TNC Tigers already have.
10 seconds remaining.
Not a crazy amount of burst, but enough control to nullify him regardless. A couple seconds left.
Radiant team pick.
Not quite randoming it. It is the Luna. Alright, so Sanking Leshrac. Certainly going to be supports. Queen of Pain, Dragon Knight. Where will they end up? This could be some sort of aggressive dual lane. DK and Leshrac, and then Sanking helping out Luna in the safe lane, Queen of Pain mid. Would make the most sense, but also it kind of depends on where the Razor ends up going, because you want to have that Queen of Pain matchup against that Razor, because even Luna might as well be a melee hero. As far as that is concerned, very limited range indeed. So, as a result, also not the worst matchup for the Razor. TNC, they don't think about along these same kind of lines right now. Trying to get the most out of this early game. But they still need another core themselves. Could be a mid, could be a safe laner. Terrorblade would still be in the pool if you just wanted to go super ham. Wouldn't hate that actually, just getting the extra claves from Luna. Pretty damn powerful, like getting that Dragon's Breath from the Dragon Knight back at him.
Templar Assassin.
It is the Templar Assassin, okay. The Razor will end up on one of these side lanes, 458, picking that one up. And TA. Oh. Up against a Quap, like I think it's an okay matchup. Just because that dagger is it's very slow damage over time, so it's not as crazy at bursting down a refraction as you might think. But I mean, these days it's very hard to find a TA game that's just perfect, where there's no damage over time and there's so many easy targets to kill, so there's always going to be something that you have to play around. And this game will be the Sanking Leshrac, and at the same time you'll have a pretty easy time killing them if you get the drop on them, especially Leshrac, of course, very squishy, especially towards this big physical damage burst that TA can pull out. And Sanking to some extent as well. But yeah, this is certainly a bit of a different game plan for TNC than it was in last game. Last game was all about making sure that the Spectre stays alive and gets big. This game, it is about just meeting any sort of aggression from Team EVOS head on. And yeah, just snowballing them, basically. That's the definition of Templar Assassin. And Razor to some degree as well, right? You need to be able to stay ahead of the curve or also just feel like a glorified range creep. If you just don't have the defensive utility, then you get burst down by some like burst strike, epicenter kind of play. So, we'll see if TNC can pull this one off. Or whether EVOS can tie up the series 1-1. Now though, we're gonna quick pause. Hopefully everything's alright. Take a look what the plans are here. There is a smoke available here for White Moons, so looks like they just want to go out, smoke up around the tier 2 and then invade the Radiant jungle. Yeah. Trying to think about what this back and forth is going to be looking like. I mean, obviously it's going to be around this night timer. So, TNC, again with Zephyr and the Night Stalker, they'll want to get as much done during that as possible, and on the flip side, EVO's gonna try and take advantage of when it's daytime. A bit of synergy there as well, or anti-synergy, depending on how you look at it, with the Luna having extra nighttime vision. So, it's actually a pretty big deal. One of the big advantages of Night Stalker is this extra vision that you get. And at the same time, the vision that you limit on your opponent's side. If you ever hear like a Luna. Oh god, yeah. Goodbye, Jakiro. Oh, of course it's Jakiro. It's always Jakiro who dies first.
First blood. 30 seconds to battle.
Hashtag stop dragon abuse. But yeah, just having that extra bit of nighttime vision from something like a Luna or a Slark, I believe he still has that, is gonna go a long way to mitigate that. Okay. Are you actually gonna aggro lane this? Looks like it right now.
Begins.
Green pay mid against a TA still makes sense. And a Vil on that Dragon Knight. Making his way up towards the top lane, yeah. One way to do it, I mean... Razor again. Decent against the Luna and like an even lane matchup, but... You have Sanking in the Shrike, that's a lot of stun. With a decent amount of extra right click here just with the Luna Blessing. And you have a Night Stalker who's... He can tank up a few hits, that's really all he provides early on. And then Jakiro's also has limited damage output. There we go again. White Moon, follow up stun, gets them too. Few extra hits. Already we're seeing them having to play very careful. More careful than they probably want here on this Razor. Doesn't mean Clockwork should have a decent enough time to get his levels up at the top. Like there's not really a whole lot that Dragon can do to zone him out. But Zephyr, oh, quite low. There's a Mango available if they want to wait for another Burst Strike cooldown. But yeah, for now, just seem happy forcing out that region. There's a decent amount of tangos though between all of them. So this story is not completely written just yet, but again, worth keeping an eye on this lane. I mean, this is the only lane where something would happen, right? Again, top, no one's really going to die on either side unless someone like really messes up. Same for mid, really. At least not now. Right. Being secured. DD here for Zephyr, alright. That'll help. Spotted out by White Moon though. We should be able to keep him at bay. One difference here in these lanes is that... Oh, damage being great. Burst strike in the back, follow-up stun. Screen cares to make sure they keep away from logic here. Can't exactly fight efficiently now with static link draining damage. But one thing worth noting is that everyone on the side of the sky here in this lane has a stick to work with. Whereas on the other side it's only Zephyr. Secure doesn't have enough money now if he wants to walk to the side shop, and oh, okay. Almost getting the kill there, this finally. It's not exactly first blood though, because apparently someone messed up mid. Facehugger gets a solo kill against In Your Dream. What I expected, but hey. But it fell from the creeps, I believe. I didn't actually hear that first bot sound. And... yeah. Curious to see how this lane develops here when the nighttime hits. I mean, that's the other effect of this though, like, because you're forcing a defensive trial lane, and like initially blocked up some of these camps, so there's not been a lot of pulling going on just yet. Which also means that Zephyr does not get a lot of extra experience. Try and go for it now. And it should be successful. Yeah. If you can dodge a lot of that impact in the first nighttime, you're off to a good start when it comes to dealing with Night Stalkers. And there you go again. First strike, follow up, and easy kill. Would have damage being drained by the Razor, so can't really continue that aggression as easily. Unless they find someone out of position. Psycho. Like he's wants to bait a little bit. Nice little side pull being done actually. What? What? Never mind. Somehow they didn't aggro towards the creeps. Okay. It's again burst strike actually missing though. Now the turnaround Toiku dropping super low with the follow up dual breath. They get that one kill. White Moon also super low. Does have a couple of stick charges to work with, so maybe wants to bait around a little bit. He has to pop it now, working up against Zephyr in 4th of 8. Oh, he's the one being burst struck up though, followed with the split earth. Dove in a little bit too deep. And Logic has his own stick to work with as they dive in the tower. Trying to get the damage over time, and it's just barely enough onto the Luna. Zephyr, he's not done yet. He's level 3 and one nuke would be enough to finish off the Leshrac. Oh, would it be Zephyr? Oh. Living life on the edge, Logic is back and he's flying, he's nuking, he's right clicking. At what cost? Oh, the cost of his life. He got more money for White Moon, or White Mon, not White Moon, than Logic got for him, so worth? I don't even know at this point. I don't even know. Let's come to this already in mid. TA stacking up Ancients for herself. That's always a nice thing though, like, no matter if you lose or win mid, as TA you can always fall back on that, and right now, despite the death, at the very least, you sitting at the same amount of last hits. Down bottom, oh god. Find Jakira again, this time the lead off and split off, it also worked, but also Facehugger with a big sonic wave. Secures that kill and also setting up for more perhaps, 4th of 8. Doing a lot of damage, salving up in the meantime. So far so good, Jakiro keeping back in to find the burst strike and Zephyr instead. Poiku's to get the hell out of there and hope to god that the tower is not aggroing on top of him, but it is. Last tower shot putting him over the edge with the damage over time, 1437. And the credit for that kill, so 2 for 1 in the end. The action continues. Yeah. Even on the top lane, things just run their course. Clockwave level 6 though now. Can't start thinking about rotating around. Incoming! Trying to maybe shift the map a little bit in this bottom lane with a hook shot. Same as Queen of Pain did. With that Sonic Wave, Zephyr? Oh. No boots yet on Sand Kings, that's actually kinda hard. Get in range against a Night Stalker here at nighttime with boots. Alright. EVOS. So far they're leading in terms of kills, but not so much in terms of net worth. Gonna get one more perhaps. There is no shot coming through. Cake. So the things around as expected. Whitemon will end up dropping very easily indeed and actually get the Sanking push, so he'll be fine. I think this is the point where you have to call the quits and say, nope. Luna, need some levels, you need some farm. Another win. They're also doing quite a good job just working away this tier 1 tower, so it's ripe for the taking with the next push. So you can also start thinking about rooting out the Dragon Knight. I mean, he's gotten quite a lot out of this top lane for himself. So just like you'd expect the Clockwork to start roaming around, Dragon Knight also. In a similar position here, they might need powers elsewhere. But for now, 1437 and Zephyr, I don't know what they can do up here. It is daytime now. No way they kill him, right? Yeah, so. Especially if he's starting to walk back already anyway. Man, EVOS just 9 minutes in. They're still aggro tri-laning. No care in the world. Let's say that though, alright, they're smoking up. Going line towards mid lane. And they get in your dream. Yes, max out refraction. Blood trap set up in mid. Smoke will break here. They should realize where he's at, but not the easiest. I think it might have also been scattered out by this observer what. He knew exactly what was going on, so he'd rather just farm up the jungle instead. Very safe, cool, calm, and collected. Just a little bit behind the Queen of Pain still from Snapper, but not too far. Maybe a little bit more now. Can actually get the kill, and he can with one more right click. Oh, one more Scream of Pain. His right clicks were just completely drained away from him at that point. But yeah, kill on Razor is a kill on Razor, so more success in his bottom lane. That's something that TNC will have to address in a different way here. 458 does have face boots to work with at the very least. But he's fallen off quite a bit, which does mean that Ingrid has a lot more pressure on him to perform. Release intermediary items, power trade, swing of Aquila, so no straight up Desolator Rush or something. Does mean that he needs a little bit more time himself. For that, ideally you have some more ancient stacks. When you have got that one stack, it's gonna make another one of these ancients.
Regeneration.
7 didn't get in range to get the other one at the time, I do believe. Finally sent the logic elsewhere. It's about time. There's some free money up here.
Top tower is under attack.
Right.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, this could turn into something actually. Zephyr and K. Try to find someone. Oh god. This fine face sucker fall up with silence into the hook shot. He's actually in a lot of trouble with the ice pop too. Didn't have enough damage. He can get the blink out just in time, but the damage over time was there. From the Jakiro, and they also get Whitemon. Toiku on the run as well, but I don't think he'll make it either. Beautiful. It is the power of nighttime, just catching them out. Oh, even top lane. Razor diving the Luna, solo killing her. Might get the Eclipse off by the looks of it, so hey. All of a sudden, TNC turning it up, and the later you get your kills, the better, because they tend to be worth more. And especially in a situation like this, I mean, EVOS, they're hiding inside these trees, waiting for someone to show a lane to pounce on. But instead, they're the ones who get caught up first from an unexpected angle, the instant silence, and slow and follow-up damage on the Queen of Pain. Taking out of the fight essentially before she could do anything, and now... not sure what the Shrek is doing up there. Is that a wadding mission? I guess. Did get one down, but... not sure how long that'll survive, actually. It is hunting time, still 3 more minutes of night. Even an arcade rune or Night Stalker, this is very scary. Excuse me.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So,
Radiant's
put impressional
bottom
logic if you
tower
want.
has fallen.
Ideally, you group up with the Clockwork to have that same kind of combo again, because solo killing is not easy at the best of times on a Night Stalker, unless you have some really squishy target to go for, like the
Dire's top
Shrek.
tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
They're using these movements just to make sure the top lane is safe. Maybe they can find a target of opportunity here, but logic. Ooh. Essentially what, so he knows that there's no trap or anything right there with him. Pops the Eclipse, just turns us around, but in dream he's tanking all of it. Slows are there, couple of right clicks, silence just for good measure, and yeah, that's what happens when you're all alone, way too far out at night.
Swiftly to the temple's defense.
Yeah. I think these movements here, plopping up down all of this vision from the Radiant side. Just secure this top part of the map, make sure that this lane can keep pushing in. 1437 gets a little bit of extra reinforces himself, and at the same time, the silence, the slow, this is just
Dire's top tower is under attack.
exactly what you expect out of the draft, and exactly what I said about the Queen of Pain. Very susceptible to this Night Stalker. Even at level 1, that's a 5-second silence during the night, which might as well be an eternity in Dota. Until you get some sort of defensive item, this is just always what's going to happen. And these, yeah, I mean, started off with the Oblivion Staff, but then realizing that you just cannot get away with that. You need the duels. I don't have to say anything. In your dream, now stealing ancient stacks on the other side. Oh, that was for Luna. Meanwhile, up top, nice team engagement there. Face how he is, and that follow-up burst strike onto the Razor. They have all the stunts that they need and all the damage to actually get the kill. So that is the one saving grace for EVOS, that they're able to keep this Razor down just as much as their own cores are, are slowed down, if you will. Only really in your dream who's starting to get out of control halfway towards the Blink Dagger. This tower will certainly also help in that regard. Thing is, like, there's always a way to deal with the Templar Assassin, but can you deal with her before she kills your entire team? Or can you deal with her without expending the resources that you need to repel the rest of TNC, however lower farm they might have? I mean, at daytime it gets a little bit easier, obviously, but it's also the Clockwork that you need to deal with. It was always a threat, especially with that Blade Mail, especially against who's like Luna, who just have to be a lot more careful about how they use their clips. But now he can't even do that because he's in this. Stuff right click away, the Glaives will bounce. It's a solo kill. Right. You're offlane, just solo kills your carry. Not even breaking a sweat. I half expected Zephyr though, just pop his ultimate. Try and go for a kill, but holding on to it for now. You already see TNC already establishing the similar kind of map control that they did in the last game. Constantly playing on the dire side of the map and just poking and prodding. EVOS, they are not ready for that at all. They're just being picked up one by one. Just trying to find the farm, trying to play like almost the solo game, the pub game. Without really having any idea of how to meet this kind of aggression and how to deal with this very dangerous Templar Assassin. Let's finish up the Blink Dagger, sitting at almost 10k net worth. And another 1,000 gold to the bank. With all of the space, all these towers going down, even 458, he's been killed a couple of times, but he's recovered quite nicely too, right on par with the Queen of Pain now, in terms of net worth. She switched from, oh, it doesn't actually go for the Yules. Wants an Orchid. I mean, it is dangerous. I almost want to say that it's necessary. Just like, I mean, there's a couple of ways to deal with it. Either you go defensive and try and farm up in turtle, which they don't really have the best lineup to do, right? You don't have really good high ground defense that doesn't actually put you in danger. You have to get pretty close to the creeper to get rid of it. And, okay, there we go. A quick kill on Whitemon. Not wanting to try and help, and there's a burst strike though with the Sonic Wave, but Nightthought, he's still safe. They're on the shrine, and Beal will heal up immediately. And this was very ambitious. Very ambitious. Daytime or no, this guy is sitting at 2k health points. Not bursting down very easily. And they learned that the hard way. The shrine was there to make sure that he survives through all that, and well, the rest of TNC also able to turn things around and get a few extra kills on top of that little track. And now straight into Roche. It's just looking way too easy for them at this point. Aegis in hands with the Templar Assassin. I mean, any reason not to go high ground right now? But to nighttime. We macrofy again in 30 seconds. Bottom lane, no. Maybe you want to push that in. Like the only thing they can prevent right now. There's gonna have to be some sort of miracle team fight on high ground for EVOS. All I can really think of. I mean, they're level 2 Eclipse. Doesn't get blade mail or something. Maybe that'll help you burst somebody down. But who would that be at this point? I mean, the only one that you really need to kill is the Templar Assassin, but she has the Aegis. The other one would be Razor, but he has a BKB. So, unless you chain lock him down without the TA killing him, killing everybody, and trying to kill the Razor, like, it's not easy by any means. Zephyr, especially if you lose people initially here. They have some extra vision. They have the, what? That's a short range blink. Oh, not that it would matter. Zephyr, I think it would have been able to reach up north too, but at least Sanking got out, I guess. Really sorry, I'm painting a very dark picture, a very grim picture here for EVOS, but I mean, it's not like they don't have team fight. They still have Burst Strike, Epicenter pretty good. He actually almost has a Blink Dagger saved up, so maybe that's the thing that catches TNC off guard. They lose one too many heroes, but never mind. Top lane's being pushed in, so they will get a tier 2 here. They have to defend high ground, they have to find a way. Pain's back, Sanking does not want to buy back right now. I have to hold on without him for 15 seconds. Flip already used. Will be at their tier 3. Again, and directly away straight to the middle racks. Desolator also extremely helpful with these kind of building pushes, and yeah, just get the objectives and get the hell out. Or maybe not, take back. And I'm the wiser, but they're smart enough to just assume that just charging blindly after them is probably not the best idea.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
In your dream, you had to be queued up earlier, but now he's just going for the orchid himself. He wants to tease Queen of Pain, trying to finish up the orchid before she can, but might actually be able to do that. Oh. One down, burst strike, but again it's on the tankiest target. Hulk coming in from the side. That's Queen of Pain dead, and all dying one by one. What do you say to that? Brutal, savage, wrecked. Absolutely taken down, 4 of them on the sidelines, and it's an open invitation to just visit their homestead once again, claim another set of racks. Vector regen will be stopped in just a couple of seconds, and well, they'll have one more round, one more fight with the Blink Dagger, Blink Burst Strike Epicenter available. We'll have to give up this mid-max. They don't have DK. But they will have that one fight. Will it be enough? Is it possible? I highly doubt it. Again, I hate. Oh god, yeah, this is even so obnoxious. Like, you can't even blink if you're trapped up. He's almost dead to the void at the end. Like, can't even get in range with enough health points to spare. But they have to make a play now. The dust is there for a Vil. TNC not giving them an opening at all. See Toiku somewhere else, so they go back in base. BKD. They're running down the hill, super slow, no way out of this one, no force stops to save them. In the meantime, in your dream, Super Objective based gaming, that is mega creeps. Not even 25 minutes in, and GG will play this call. So. EVOS just outclassed up against the TNC Tigers in this game. Which does mean that lose the series 2-0. They will drop down to lower bracket T in ProDotA Cup SEA. And TNC obviously moving on in the upper bracket. They will meet the winners of our next series, Clutch Gamers versus Source Code. That will be the second matchup in the upper bracket. Losers that also going down to the lower bracket. The winner of that facing up against TNC. It's